We just baked our 800th pie. I think I'm supposed to be making pies. I'm here with Susie Mickler, who is the owner, founder of Shmoo Pies.
Yes, that's me. I didn't mean to be. I keep making the joke that I can't believe I own a pie company. So, and my husband reminds me, we own a pie company.
We own a pie company.
Yes, we do.
So you work in financial services still.
I do. Yeah, I've been doing that just around 20 years, and I love it. It wasn't, I didn't start doing this because I didn't love what I was doing job-wise. It was actually on a bad dare that I started doing this. My mother and my grandmother are incredible. My grandmother was, and my mother is an incredible cook. But we never really baked. My mom makes a wonderful apple pie and a peach pie. But I am such a chocolate person. And I had just watched that movie, Julia and Julie, where she goes through an entire Julia Child's cookbook. And so anyway, I decided I was going to do this because I was going to be a wonderful wife. That's so important. And so I came across this fudge pie recipe, and I was like, and so I made it, and then I kind of realized, I was like, well, what if we added a little bit of this or a little bit of that? And then it was what became a peanut butter fudge recipe. And so I've been making them for a while, and just so happens back in January, I made some dear friends a pie. I took it to them for their birthday. He happens to own a restaurant, and he said, I could sell this pie. And I said, whatever, you could never sell this pie, but I'll bring you two and you can try.
What happened that made this more important to your family, shall we say?
So my slogan is Eliciting Joy One Pie at a Time. And I had
love that.
Well,
and so to me, what better way to
elicit joy than a pie. So the whole idea at the beginning of the year was to make it towards the end of the year, because we really would like to, and we are getting into the corporate gift season. I do, as I said, I have a very strong faith, and I think it's funny that God put these pies into our life in the February-March timeframe, and then we were a little surprised that in May, my husband's job, he was furloughed, and then eventually the position was eliminated, and so
many people know that story now.
It is, and believe me, we are so blessed to have the situation that we're in, and have family and friends who really circled around us.
And you were already working.
It's not
like
we absolutely, that wasn't. There wasn't, it more was it's more an impact on your marriage. You want to be supportive in those types of things. And what was great is, yes, we had the pie company going. And at that time, I always referred to it was gravy. I never, I didn't know it would become the meat, which I'm thrilled with. Please, I am not complaining.
God is great.
So he absolutely is. And as I said, there is, I giggle every once in a while when I go, oh, that's why you put the pies in my life, So yeah. And so now my husband is a pretty darn good pie baker.
I love it.
He doesn't know how to tie a bow yet on the box. I know, I won't let him. Oh, there was, and I really hope this is
Wait, did you think you had your own passion?
Oh, there was one night that I came home and I lost it because I said, I got so angry because because he was able to bake pies, he was doing all these things, he was making these pies. I was like, no, this was my thing. And he just he just looked at me and I was like, that came out so selfish, I'm so sorry,
So we're going to talk some more, but you are going to teach me how to make this secret fudge.
I am.
I'm so excited.
You are going to make an original Shmoo pie. That's the one that started it all, and pretty much everything's a derivative off of that. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So what do we do first?
Okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to melt some chocolate and some butter, which I've got for you all measured out. So if you want to just pop that right in. Chocolate. I know. It's what makes the world go round.
It does.
Isn't that what Willy Wonka said? So we'll go ahead and start it too.
I had a high school English teacher who used to say, there will be chocolate mousse in heaven. Like, there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
How high?
I think that is real good. You just don't want it to boil, but we'll just let that melt over there.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
So now what were you saying about Bible study?
So I took a Bible study back in, I guess it was actually the spring of 2019, actually. And the purpose was to learn what God's purpose is for you, you know. And so you would come up with a active verb and a noun of the things that where you think that you fall into it. And anyway, if you want to turn that down just a little bit, we don't want it to boil. No, it's good. You can turn it on low, and you can just let that butter melt. While we're doing that, why don't you go ahead and crack those little eggs into here? No, we'll go ahead. We're going to prep them. We're just going to crack them in that bowl.
Okay.
And then we'll whisk them through. So, but from those experiences, what I really love is I love taking people food. And one of the things that I did was I would bake these pies, and I would be able to take them to friends or, whomever. And as I said, so it slowly just became how this all worked together. And so the pies were eliciting joy one pie at a time. And that's kind of how we landed on that. And so as I said, I think that, when we talk about what we're supposed to be doing and our plans, I think I'm supposed to be making pies. So anyway, so I really enjoy it.
There are worse missions to have.
Right? I mean, who doesn't like a pie that's
so just whisk these eggs?
Yeah, let's go ahead and you'll whisk those, and we'll want to whisk them really good because you don't want to have any of the white and the yellow
separated.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So
how do we know when the chocolate is ready?
This is perfect. It's just a matter of the chocolate and the butter melting all together. So now we're going to go ahead and turn the heat off. Perfect.
You talk to me about, you guys are pondering whether you should open a storefront.
We are going to top it off with about 3 or 4 sprinkles of vanilla over there on the right.
Sprinkles?
I know I'm sure there's
the real.
Let's put that.
The real baker's sprinkle. I measure.
Well,
sprinkling makes me nervous.
I'm still like struggling that I am.
Sprinkle?
Like 3 or what is it, Worcestershire or 1, 2,
1, 2.
Oh, that's perfect.
Too much?
No, 1 more is good.
3.
That's great. That's perfect. That's perfect. So we fall under what's called a cottage license, where we get to bake from home. And so we can't mail anything. And so that's where potentially a next location comes up. We think that's where we want to go next, and so we'll see. So
that's so exciting.
Yeah. All right, well, you are ready, young lady, go ahead and let's put that in. And we are going to get that all poured in there. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. I also am a purist. I don't believe in whipped cream or ice cream.
Me too.
Okay, because my husband, 180 degrees different, and he is like, we have ice cream, right? So.
Well, my mother is like, my mother makes amazing apple pie and pumpkin pie. Amazing. And so that's, even at 92, that's her assignment for holidays.
Perfect.
And I just think that a scoop of ice cream next to the pie takes away from the flavor of the pie.
Absolutely.
And she gets mad. You didn't buy any ice cream. Yeah, it's funny.
So, yeah.
People are funny.
I know.
About their pie.
And they're very particular. Anyway, so your pie's all ready. So we're going to go ahead. Let's go ahead and just pop that bad boy in the oven.
Right now. Second. So, how many pies a day, a week do you guys produce here in your kitchen?
We started out, we were real excited. We were baking maybe about 6 to 10 a week. We are real proud. We just baked our 800th pie.
In how many months?
In 7 months.
Yeah.
7, 8 months.
So now you're up to about how many a week?
I believe last month we did about 120 pies. So.
Wow, that's a lot of pie.
Well, we're real excited. We got one of our first corporate orders, and it will be for 65 pies.
Wow.
Yeah, so
you have 2 sons.
I do. Yes, I do. It keeps me very young. Yes. We have 2 boys. We have a 17-year-old who's a junior, and then we have a 12-year-old who's a 7th grader.
And they've jumped on board with the family business as well.
Yes. Besides eating the pies,
eating the merchandise.
Yes, they're very good at that. Well, my oldest is one of our delivery boys, and then my youngest, he's embraced learning how to bake the pie.
That's amazing.
Yes, so that has been fun, and that's the whole point. Is that we started this. It's a family business. The name of our company is from this terrible nickname that I call my oldest, that I have a terrible habit of doing, especially at a sporting event, to yell out, go Schmoopy! So much so that lots of the other girls of his age have embraced that as well.
Oh, I bet they
it goes well. As well as some of his basketball teammates. So that always makes me feel good. My youngest, he is kind of a little mini-me, which explains the small, we have a small pie I named after him, my mini-me. And yes, we've had a really good time with it as a family.
I love
that.
I love that. So since Alexa is watching the pie for us,
she's amazing.
Are we ready to have a little happy hour?
A little beverage? I would love that. I would love
and
that.
chat some more?
Yes, please.
All right.
Please.
Let's do it.
Some. All right.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's joy in her hand right there. Susie! Thank you! We're not dead yet.
You're not dead yet. Here's to that.
The proof is in the
Be
pie.
amazing.
Oh my god.
No, pretty good.
Oh my god.
You did really good. Are you available to come work with me? I have to say that.
Oh my god.
I do think that red wine makes my pie cake even
Chocolate
taste
and
better.
red wine go
But-
very nicely.
But you put so much, fun and laughter in the bacon, and that's why it tastes so good.
It is so good. Okay, y'all who are in the local area are in luck. Y'all who are not, better hope she opens up a kitchen so she can do mail order.
That's exactly right. That's exactly.
So I've learned very quickly that we have something in common. When you said that my shoot had to be scheduled around your 18-mile run? No.
Yes.
Was it 18 miles?
It was, yes. So, yeah. So, besides just
That's almost twice as far as I've ever run.
Oh,
You're preparing for a marathon?
I am. I'm training for my first marathon.
I'm impressed.
So, well, we'll see. I have every intention of, if nothing else, just walking across the finish line. It is a bucket list thing, and I do think I'm very excited to be able to, accomplish this. And as it comes, it's actually 3 weeks from 3 weeks of training left, and
And
it
which
is a
marathon?
bucket list. So it's the Chicago Marathon.
At least you won't be hot. What do you feel like you've developed with maturity that you're grateful for?
I can't stress enough, 48 years old, and I think, it would be very hard not to have a very strong faith. So I go back to my faith in the things that I'm learning, the challenges, the hurdles. But without those things, you couldn't have learned. So I believe that all the things that you've done right and wrong, they're yours, and they develop you. So I think that this is the best age. I think, tomorrow's going to be even better. But I think my faith is so important, and it grows every day because, just like you said, I don't cry quite as often and feel like I'm going to go to, do anything. I don't. But I eat pie, and it makes it all better.
It does. It does. I can see that.
When everybody gets married, it's so exciting, and there's all those types of things, and we'll, God willing that he'll stay with me. We'll hit 22 years this year, and I think that as I get older, he and I appreciate and enjoy each other more because now we're, yes, we realize we are on the same team, and we're realizing how we can build on each other's strengths because, it ebbs and flows, of course, but, marriage is very hard.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes with challenges. But it's fun when you go through things like we're going through, and, we're very blessed. We're able to, we're able to build on it. I think the thing is making sure that you can say the things you want to say, but you don't have to say them in an ugly way. Just being able to speak to a person and giving that respect, you get the respect back, and that's been a huge piece in the last year in our marriage. Because as I said, it things are great and all that kind of stuff, but then you hit bumpy patches, and you just have to talk through. So.
Exactly. No, I feel the same way. People used to say, what do you do when your husband retires? And I would say, well, A, he can't retire because we had children very late in life. We've still got 3 kids to put through college. But B, I was like, oh my gosh, I could not handle it.
Yes.
I could not handle it. And then COVID happened, and he was around all the time.
You're
because
together.
His office was closed.
Yes. I married you for life, not for lunch.
Exactly.
Yes, it's one of my favorites.
I love that.
Yeah.
I heard that. But I was pleasantly surprised.
Huh.
We grew to like each other more.
Yes. Will you find those
At our ancient years.
Hardly.
At our ancient years.
But you're just different.
Tell me about the other women in your life who support you.
And influence me.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate, and I'm sure that you've found this out too, that to have friends at this age and friends that are going through the same life lessons. I have a wonderful mother who is a phone call away. She's not as close as it sounds like your mom is, geography-wise. But I will say I am very, very fortunate. After 22 years of marriage, I hit the jackpot in mother-in-laws. So I have a pretty incredible mother-in-law. So I do have good women influences in my life, and as I shared earlier, having moved a lot, your friends can, sometimes they can change and they evolve, but we're real fortunate to have couples that are in our lives that are in the same life stage, that are loving on their marriage and loving on their kids and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, I had some very good women in my life. I'm very lucky, and I have to say that both of my sister-in-laws, those two and the 2 mothers that I'm fortunate. Now my grandmother, I have to say, it's unfortunate that she's not around because she would be quite tickled with me and I wasn't. So I come from a long line of strong women, and then obviously have found some very good friends and some very good sister-in-laws along the way. So
Here's to strong women.
that is exactly right.
I'm glad to be. If you know some strong women in your life who should be celebrated, who are doing fun things in this next chapter, or going through struggles and doing it really well with a great attitude, like my friend Susie, please let me know and reach out to me. Because it's only because a dear friend told me about Susie that I got to meet her today. And I'm so grateful. we're not dead yet.
Nope, we're not.